One of the great benefits of mechanical keyboards is that there are almost an infinite number of different designs and types of switches to meet your needs. The actual mechanical mechanism within each switch is practically the same. If you press a key, an electrical circuit is completed and the resulting signal indicates that a key has been pressed. However, Input Club, the keyboard startup behind the favorites of the cult keyboard community such as WhiteFox, has a different idea of how mechanical keyboard switches should work. Input Club is currently running a Kickstarter campaign for Keystone, a new keyboard that will be the first to introduce the company's new silo mechanical switches. Instead of relying on a metal contact like most other mechanical switches, these silo switches have a small magnet that moves up and down when a switch is pressed. Then, a small Hall effect sensor on the PCB can measure this movement by detecting changes in the magnetic field, and translates it into an electrical signal that the keyboard records as a keystroke. On the one hand, the smaller amount of moving parts inside the switch means that the company expects them to last much longer. His estimate is that these switches will last billions of presses instead of the millions that current Cherry MX switches can support. It is also not necessary for the metal pins to come into contact with a PCB, which means that it is easier to change the hot switches without the need to solder. Although, unfortunately, that also means that the new switches are not compatible with keyboards designed for normal Cherry MX switches. The benefit that Input Club is emphasizing the most is analog control. In other words, the keyboard can tell the difference between slightly pressing a key and pressing one more. The sensors on the keyboard can distinguish between 200 and 500 different pressure points, but he believes that the eventual software will advise the user to play with around 10 levels of sensitivity, to keep things manageable. Input Club's ideas on what this functionality could do range from small features such as being able to press a stronger key to produce an uppercase letter without having to hold down the Shift key, to much more ambitious ideas to offer more precise controls in programs, image or video editing. I hope that in about 2 or 3 years, every company that makes keyboards will have an analog keyboard. The future of any interaction between human computers is analog.